this video, I'm going to walk us through a push-up progression. Now push-ups are sometimes frowned upon in yoga class. We hear a lot about elbows in, elbows in, elbows in. But in fact, as David Keel points out in his functional yoga anatomy book, that sometimes when we don't have the strength in the triceps to be able to support those tight elbow chaturangas, it might work better to take the elbows a little bit wider and recruit some more muscles in the shoulders and the chest to help support the movement through the rest of the body. And as we build up strength, we can start to draw the elbows in tighter. But even if we're not quite there and we want to keep the elbows in tight, there's some variations that we can take. So this progression, as I'm saying, is a progression, right? We're going to start a little bit easier, and then we work up to a little bit more complex, a little bit more complicated. So we take it in whatever stage or whatever phase and any part or piece of it that works best for your practice and where you are in your practice right now. So let's begin. We're going to start first. I've got my mat folded up just about halfway because it's going to give me some support for my knees, because the very first progression is to take some chaturanga push-ups with the knees down. I cross one ankle over the other, the heels lift. I'm going to bring my shoulders over my wrists. I tone my belly, navel draws up and in, and then the exhale lowers elbows tight in line with shoulders and press up. Not quite there, take the hands a little wider, elbows wide. Just like a push-up as you push. So let's work through a few of those. Elbows in tight or out, knees are down. All right, this is going to help us through our chaturangas. It's going to help us with arm balances and certain inversions to build that upper body strength. Crow, if you're looking with crow, 8-angle pose, and other postures that are going to recruit these muscles. As we build this strength, we gain greater ease with that practice. Okay, so that's our first progression. Knees are down. From there, we can simply take the knees up. So same thing, hands underneath shoulders. This time I'm going to lift the knees off the mat, and I'm going to lower it. Press back up. Or regular push-up, elbows wide, and push. Let's do about 10 of these. And 10. Okay, now you can up that number, of course. You can go 20, go 30, go 40, whatever you need. Now, I'm going to integrate in the blocks. I'm going to take just one block for now. We're going to start with it right here underneath the right hand. We're going to prop one hand, leave the other hand down, challenging and working the shoulders and chest a little bit differently. Take my right hand on the block. I'm going to go down and press. And then I'm going to pass it to the other hand. Switch, press, and pass. Press and pass. Press and pass. Back and forth. A little more dynamic, a little more complex, challenging the muscles slightly differently. Finish up on the left since I started on the right. Okay, and then we come down. We're going to stick with the block. We're going to add a little variation to it. So we'll start over here on the left. I'm going to come into my push-up position. I'm going to lower, up. I'm going to tap the shoulder and then replace the block on the next highest level. Same thing. Push, tap, highest level, push, and now I pass back down to the lowest. Push, tap, medium, push, tap, high, push, and pass. One more time each side. Tap, medium, tap, high, pass. Last one. Push, tap, medium, tap. Using the obliques and core here on that tap, highest one. And pass back over to the left. Knees come down, sweat starts. Give it a try.